Hello, dear friend. I'm really glad you're here. Welcome to this quiet space, a small pause in your day to slow down, breathe, and simply be. There's nothing to prepare for here. Just settle in, wherever you are. Let your shoulders soften. Take one slow breath with me. And when you're ready, let's begin. I want to ask you something gently. How do most of your evenings actually end? Not how you wish they ended, how they really do. Is it a screen glowing in a dark room, one more episode, one more scroll, until sleep simply overtakes you rather than arriving on purpose? Does the day just sort of trail off unfinished until you're suddenly too tired to do anything but collapse? For so many of us, evenings have quietly become the leftover part of the day. Whatever's left after work, after errands, after everyone else's needs have been met. Nothing intentional, just whatever's left. Tonight, I want to offer you 12 small, gentle habits that can slowly change that. None of them are strict. None of them need to happen every single night or all 12 at once. Think of them less like rules and more like a menu. Small invitations you can choose from, depending on what your evening actually needs. Let's go through them together, slowly. 1. Let the light soften. The first habit is simple. As the evening moves on, let your light soften along with it. Bright overhead lighting keeps your mind believing it's still the middle of the day. But dimmer, warmer light. A lamp instead of an overhead bulb, a candle if you enjoy one, quietly signals to your whole body that the day is beginning to close. You don't need special equipment. Just notice the light around you and let it grow a little gentler as the evening deepens. 2. Give your phone a curfew. The second habit is choosing a rough time each evening when your phone stops being the center of attention. This doesn't need to be extreme. It doesn't mean disappearing completely. It simply means noticing when scrolling has stopped being something you're choosing and has become something you're just doing out of habit long after it stopped bringing you any real rest. 3. The third habit is tidying just one small space before the day ends. Not the whole house, just one corner. A countertop, a nightstand, the shoes by the door. There's something quietly calming about waking up to at least one part of your space already in order. It's a small gift you give your morning self, from your evening self, and it takes only a few minutes. 4. Write down what's still circling. The fourth habit is taking a moment to write down whatever thoughts are still circling in your mind. The unfinished to-dos, the things you're worried you'll forget, the small nagging thoughts that keep tapping on your attention. You don't need a beautiful journal or perfect handwriting. Just a few lines is enough. Once a thought is written down, it doesn't need to keep circling to make sure you remember it. It can finally rest, and so can you. 5. The fifth habit is making yourself something warm to drink and actually sitting with it rather than drinking it while doing 5 other things at once. Tea, warm milk, whatever you enjoy, the drink itself matters less than the pause it creates. A few unhurried minutes just holding something warm can be a small but real marker that the day is beginning to slow down. 6. Stretch gently before bed. The sixth habit is a few minutes of gentle stretching before you lie down. Nothing intense, just slow movement. Reaching your arms overhead, rolling your shoulders, letting your body release whatever tension the day left behind in it. Your body often holds on to the day long after your mind has decided to stop thinking about it. A little gentle movement helps the body catch up, so it can actually rest instead of just lying still while it's still quietly tense. Friend, let me pause here for a moment, right in the middle of our list. If any of these are settling gently with you, I'd love it if you considered subscribing. Not for a number, not for me, but because somewhere else, someone might be ending another evening in a blur of scrolling and exhaustion, and this small space might help them find a gentler way to close their day. Thank you. Let's continue. 7. Prepare one small thing for tomorrow. The seventh habit is preparing just one small thing for the next morning. Laying out clothes, packing a bag, setting out what you'll need for breakfast. This isn't about being endlessly productive in the evening, too. It's about handing your morning self one less decision to make, so tomorrow can start with a little more ease. 8. The 8th habit is stepping outside for even a minute or two, if you can, onto a balcony, into a garden, or simply standing by an open door. The evening air feels different from the air indoors. Something about the change in temperature, the wider sky, the quiet outside sounds gently reminds your body that another kind of stillness exists beyond the walls of your home. 9. Read something that isn't a screen. The 9th habit is spending a few minutes with actual pages. If reading is something you enjoy, a book, a magazine, anything that isn't lit from behind by a glowing screen. The kind of light your eyes take in before sleep matters more than we usually realize. A few pages under a soft lamp does something gentler for your mind than the last hour of scrolling ever will. 10. Say one honest thing to someone you love. The 10th habit is saying one small honest thing to someone you care about before the day ends. A simple thank you, a small compliment, and I'm glad you're here. Evenings that end with even one small moment of real connection tend to feel less lonely, even on the nights everything else went sideways. It costs nothing, and it often means more than we expect it to. 11. Let go of today's unfinished list. The 11th habit is consciously letting go of whatever didn't get finished today, not ignoring it, just setting it down for the night. The unanswered email, the unfolded laundry, the task you meant to start. They will still be there tomorrow, waiting patiently, exactly where you left them. You don't have to carry them into your sleep tonight. 12. End. With one grateful thought, and the 12th habit, the one I want to leave you with, is ending your day with just one grateful thought. However small, not a long list. Just one, a warm meal, a kind word someone offered you. The simple fact that you made it through another day. One small, honest thought of gratitude, held gently as you close your eyes, tends to color the whole night a little differently than ending the day with worry does. So, here is my gentle invitation for you tonight, dear friend. You don't need all 12 of these tonight, or any night. Pick just one, whichever quietly called to you the most as we went through the list. Let that be enough for this evening. Evenings built this way, slowly. One small habit at a time, tend to become evenings that actually feel like rest, rather than just the leftover hours after everything else is done. Let's walk gently back through what we shared today, friend. We talked about softening the lights, giving our phones a curfew, and tidying just one small space. We talked about writing down circling thoughts, sitting with something warm, and stretching gently before bed. We talked about preparing one small thing for tomorrow, stepping outside briefly, and reading something that isn't lit by a screen. And we talked about saying one honest thing to someone we love, letting go of today's unfinished list, and closing the day with one grateful thought. None of these need to happen every night. They're simply small doors you can open whenever your evening needs a little more peace than it currently has. Thank you for spending this quiet time here with me today. Time is one of the gentlest gifts we can give one another. And you gave a little of yours to this small space. That means more than you know. If something here settled softly in your heart, I'd love it if you pressed subscribe. Not to grow a number, but because someone else out there might need a gentler way to close their evening too. Wherever the rest of your evening takes you, be gentle with how you let it end. You don't need to do everything on this list, you just need one small habit, held with a little more intention than usual. Take care of your heart, friend. You've been listening with Growth Mode. Goodbye for now.